you, Wendy?
Excellent. So
Great.
excited to be here.
Oh my goodness, I've been excited for this interview because I will tell you what, just watching you online, watching you on Facebook, your energy is contagious for sure. And if there's ever anyone to talk about potential with, it would be you. So tell me, let's start with this. What does potential mean to you?
Oh, potential means tapping into your unique gifts, your talents, sometimes your vulnerability, sometimes your mess as your message. It's tapping into your authentic truth.
I like that.
And it sometimes gets hidden away, especially as we get older. You know, we don't quite as much identify with it or think about it because we're raising families or working in our careers, but it's always still there.
That potential. And, we talked about a little earlier in this program, we were talking about how that potential is something that we have. And I agree with that. We all have it. It's something we can fall back on. However, and I have been there, sometimes it's a little difficult to activate that potential. So let's talk about that first. How, and I know that you have a program that you market Flourish. How do you propose that people go about activating that potential? The first step.
I think that that's an excellent question because everybody has this spark inside of them,
Yes.
and whether the spark has actually been lit, whether it's self-imposed, whether you have, what a lot of people, like they have a struggle or a problem, so they have to explore new ways
Right.
of finding happiness or growing in their relationship or launching a business. So that's one way that you're inspired because you keep going down this path that's not working. So you have to look for a different path.
Right.
And so that light starts to be sparked from within. Sometimes it happens because you're inspired by somebody that you meet.
Yes.
And you see them and you say, wow, that person's a great role model. I can learn so much from them. And I think back to when I first even got into the pharmaceutical industry. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I first had my first son. My boys are now 28 and 29. I have to hesitate, 27, 28, because they have birthdays. And I didn't really know what I was going to do, how I could work in a career and still raise a family. But I met somebody at the pool, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She was swimming with her son. She said that she had a successful career in the pharmaceutical industry.
Right.
And yet she was teaching her son swimming lessons. So a light bulb, like a little spark was lit. And I said, wow, that's so interesting. So if the potential existed inside of her to actually be able to have a career and raise her family, she was the model for me of what that looked like. So I went home that night and I just started doing research on all the different pharmaceutical companies, started contacting recruiters, and I ended up working in that industry. So sometimes potential happens because you see it and you're so inspired that you say, I want to do that too.